What's up? On a mission to rule this world, and I won't stop till it's all razed to the ground. But I can't help but feel like I'm just trying to make dead people amazed and proud. So I did my best to scream nothing, not a sound escaped my mouth. Then I saw my brother get killed, nothing, not a sound escaped my mouth. With a plan to rise to the occasion, through trials and tribulation. These hypocrite council of elders with endless debates, laws and stipulations. It all started right in the heart of a battlefield. As a baby, could not run away from enemies, so it's time for me to embark on investigation. Soon after, the tablets telling me there's no stopping the curse of hatred. Then I woke up in the real world, that's an illusion. I'm trapped in the matrix, started thinking about back to the basics. If I one-shot life, I can make it. Trying to create while I destroy, like I'm trying to make the very music that I'm facing. Later on that day, I fell to the ground from exhaustion, laying on my back cause I'm half conscious. I can only stare at the blue skies. Then I told myself I can beat time. It's like I believed in my own lies, pushing everyone away with the diva path and the renegade gun in both eyes. And it's unfair, cause all my ninjas we see what is not there, like an illusion. If it's so real, then tell me why do I feel like it's not real, like an illusion. And it's unfair.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay. That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to—
Yes, you came to me. So all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
What in your where now?
Okay.
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? Is it just
Drop
Paimon or is it kinda
immediately.
unusual?
There's no
Great.
talking.
Let's go
There's
find
no
out what this—
You either gonna buy me a new PS5 or you is going to walk out.
We adopted a new cat. This is how our old cat reacted.
Alright, I guess I'll go with my if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know
I
about.
went to every Monday Night Football game this season and
Oh, you're the traveler.
Hey, what's with that
shit.
face? Don't believe—
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma.
Yeah,
This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence.
So what, for the love of— Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking.
Yo, this nigga show.
Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to—
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it.
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a person—
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about.
hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive?
Well, fair point. In that—
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatara Suna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, but in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it and killed his servant Katsuragi. Apart from the sword maker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time—
So first this strange person goes missing.
Yes, my thoughts exactly.
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago. Even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center of
Fun
Inazuma's smelting...
fact about Genshin. Do you know that she is canonly sick?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history.
Oh, the swordsmith? Yeah, like Ishin art and...
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaida...
The Kaidahara clan.
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget?
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the...
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
Well,
no, Paimon just meant...
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human...
Oh yeah, this nigga low health GG.
Oh, and please read my Sawada was in... Oh, how about...
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty...
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this Besides, if they're really...
good point. Okay.
We have some other stuff to do, so what?
All right, thank you.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about.
Niggas really made here, made an achievement out here.
Even if we
saying
did know, after all, we kicked his butt and got. If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many. Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by over there. It looked like the Balladeer. No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
I'm learning the mix-ups. I'm learning the mix-ups. Yes, sir. 10 feet.
Yep. Yep.
All I'm saying is don't give me attitude. All I'm saying is don't give me...
It ain't like it was before. Now if you don't want to live, if you want to survive, you gotta fight for it. I'm talking about fight right here. Right here.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the Balladeer strolling around.
Are you picking an assassin? Nah, I got you. I'm picking assassin too.
Did he escape or...
Sure enough, you're here.
You having a bad day and you're sure you caught him
I
doing
know you
it.
must have a lot of questions. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me.
A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think of. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd fit.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Bro, just say him, bro.
Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please call...
But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen...
Don't you dare!
As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in it.
Well, I, for one, have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond.
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean...
Of course,
I take no pleasure in
I
saying
thought that
this,
said
but
41.
it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends. So
Yeah, obviously!
Then let's put that discussion to the side. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how...
All right. Then I'll do what we agreed.
Yes.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Nahida, are you...
Yes.
Oh, what you doing, buddy? You trying
I have my reasons for this decision. Yes. As I told you once before, there...
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today.
You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twins' details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information.
Yes, sir,
He was
because
granted
it
the
does.
power
Y'all
to
know
connect
what
with
another
Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what... So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul.
Exactly! Or...
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're... How things will go in the future depends on what information... Our minds have connected several times. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero.
Paimon's still worried about this.
I was gonna contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord.
So you swear to God I done perfect.
Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned.
Nahida cagou.
Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger.
Oh my
if you
God,
could
man,
accompany
what are you
him,
doing?
it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great. Prepare yourselves.
Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess...
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut...
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets...
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you on both...
Fine. Let's call it truce.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are gonna be traveling together. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
It looked like it should have been like June Queen or something.
If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start now.
Erminsoul access granted. Initiate.
Why y'all he getting cat?
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up
How
with
long are
him.
you gonna last? Nigga, how am I gonna beat anybody out here, bro? Oh, that's what you meant.
Wow. So this is the... Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Erminsoul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Erminsoul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Erminsoul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so... Say we did go... What are you smirking?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Erminsoul. Be careful not to touch them.
Importance for the Wanderer.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder you mentioned about getting lost. Huh.
He has to
What do
go.
you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little?
Yes, indeed.
We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
Ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with...
Traveler, Paimon.
This dog out here
Would you
walking
like to
on
talk?
thinking.
Yes. I've also
Shit,
invited
this
Paimon
dog
to
walking
join.
around on 2 legs in the middle of the night.
What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
Well, I mean, he does have 3 paws, so.
That's part of it.
But it's still,
Plus,
seeing that shit
we're
at
all
night,
friends.
terrifying as
There's
fuck.
nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answer. Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
I did not ask for this. In fact, I specifically asked to not have this.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh.
Bruno.
Paimon's had nothing to get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon.
Meow.
Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay.
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatara Suna's history is still unexplained.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatara Suna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how... Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
My character.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too.
So,
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
wait! How did you know about that?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You...
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace.
Is that so?
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality. Under your leadership, as I understand, the Raiden Shogun, the forging industry with skills, blood, dream.
Yes, well, you allowed Akame to take... Even now, you...
You flatter me.
So you say, Escher.
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among them.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torachiyo, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. if he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Ash. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside.
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara Suna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all you—
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well.
Yo.
At least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that... And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
Nigga, I watch.
And what I seek in Tatara Suna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
Oh, hell.
If you kill me...
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person.
Broken in crib.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this.
It's no trouble at all.
Around the city,
if you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui?
Just to create a minor inconvenience.
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed technology.
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when my device functions precisely. It is easier for a person. Make no mistake.
If you give him my heart, tell him that he has nothing to prove to anyone.
What a beautiful way to see the world. Think of me as a monster or a demon. If I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a Mr. Niwa? Jester, I have completed. I'd like to introduce.
Hey!
Dottore. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic? But why did we see the...
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it...
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device. You know very well what that means. Even...
Let's give him some space.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
I'm still confused about the Tatara Suna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatara Suna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it had protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatara Suna without looking back.
Holy moly! So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible!
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Tatori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright?
Chain.
That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
He's probably talking about tap dancing. Oh, he's talking about tap dancing. Nigga for sure talking about tap dancing. Because everybody thought he was a female.
Listen here. I mean...
Nah, Venti told that bar, tap dancer is the nigga you talking about.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, are you investigating this stuff?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived in this world. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens...
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. Did you get all that?
Yes.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good.
No.
In that case, I'll take some time for my...
Huh? What have you...
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question. Give me your hand.
I'll ask one more time. Tell me what happened to Paylon.
Can you hear my voice inside you? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
No dress in a clothes. I'm going to go with Natsu because he gave. Well, nah, Yamamoto.
Done.
I'm going to go with Merlin because she's out
Huh? What the?
Nothing. I was just thinking.
Trunks.
So long.
Crazy, because the moment that shit
I
finishes,
suggest
the
you
moment
get
my
yourselves
fight-
out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Poor Pierce. It sounds like he's excited.
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right.
Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Oh, no.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nihida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just...
It was the Balladeer's fault.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated?
Where the heck did he go?
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here. We're running out of time. Follow...
Fucking dumbass.
We're out! And we're at...
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody
Why
will disturb
would you think that is a good
I'm
idea?
sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with.
An emergency? How about...
Don't worry. If...
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible. Right! You can't just rewrite him. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn, even if no one would. So, Paimon's so confused. Huh? Ah! Sorry, Paimon accidentally. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul? Uh-oh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right?
We'll keep your mother off the streets and I won't fuck.
So a lot of you were wondering why.
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we... Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But, Paimon, so, how about, alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Andrean chili chicken! Also,
That's something to tell the girl I love. Alright, let's bring out Tracy.
What was Paimon supposed to... Paimon was, talking?
Tracy, you know I love you so much.
Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember.
I'm black.
Is that a food?
John, how come you didn't tell me you were black, you lying son of a... The sponge force one.
Dancing instrument.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something So, the balladeer is... Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Find my Paimon, but is everything okay?
Ohio,
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't the once renowned Raiden Gokuden. The art of forging practiced by most of the great swordsmith, but fortunately, if my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he...
Oh, yeah! We learned a bit about the decline of...
That, in fact, this was not made known. He told me that, as there is no harm in telling the Raiden Gokuden were the
Vengeful.
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation, knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. In his heart, the whole powerless, and alas, if finally, in his fury, he murdered indiscriminately. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt... That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want. On to the next...
The most convenient forms of transportation are definitely teleportation. There's a lot of cool options to choose from. I want something a little more fun. Now Sunny's a pretty good choice for heading over to the action. I think it'll really be nice. The thing with this is that I basically have a real-life devil fruit, except I don't have powers, I just can't swim. I don't like considering the maneuver gear, and so I picture myself running into a building face first. Yeah, I'm good. I haven't seen My Neighbor Totoro, but Kappa's is pretty creepy to me. Not only the way it
but the biology of it, like, I don't know, I wouldn't get into this. Oscar Sword looks like one of the most fun options here, but you know me, I would probably just fall off of it. I can't even ride a hoverboard. My answer was 100% Charizard. Not only
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the commissioner in this...
Are they out on
The commissioner is out on business.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the commissioner...
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Is the... Of course. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well. As for the commissioner...
So pretty much business...
Very...
Imagine an oatmeal cream pie, add a dash of cocoa, a dash of pure unadulterated...
I'm not gonna lie, that nigga's voice is so fucking sad song.
You're very welcome, Miss Kami-Sato. I must say...
Why do I never hear about butterflies?
Alright, goodbye for now. Great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry.
All right.
Exactly what he was talking about. Let go of my
Oh, are you two leaving already?
That's not even the fucking catchphrase.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Everything's taken.
Very well. Safe travel.
If you have made it to the end of the video and you ain't like it yet, what the fuck are you doing, my guy?
Goddamn button!
Push the goddamn button!
You heard what she said.
Weapon of mass destruction.
Weapon of mass destruction.
Thank God I ascended. I prayed for the ending of conflict and deliverance from all those monsters who lived in my conscience. You hear helicopters that carry Uchiha doctors and surgeons to cut out all the self-hatred I fostered, but it's like... Soldier on the battlefield, stay alive, only thing that's mattering. Unbu clan, vanity destabilize the generals that are saber rattling. Death toll is maddening, dismantling the faith of a snake, choose tattling. So saddening, still battling these demons, everything in sight, I'm flattening. Finish step in 5.